So, all right, guys, we are into 2026, and we're going to talk about the one thing that drives your business forward, which is having a conversation that will lead to a conversion. So I'm going to pull up some notes here, and this will be about 30 minutes, and then we can do some Q&A after. And I will share with you my results because it is extremely black and white on my TikTok. There's one problem I solve over there with one offer. It's very clean, and I am now that it's converting, putting ads behind it. So we're talking about how to attract one aligned person per day. This is whether you're using Facebook or using TikTok. Your whole goal is to attract one aligned person. Now, if you're a note taker, I want you to write down the word aligned, because aligned is like a fancy word for dream customer. And I want you to think in terms of long term, who do you want to do life with? If we let go of the outcome, yes, we're all here to make money. We're all here to quit our jobs and pay our debt and take trips. But who do you want to do life with? Maybe you want to go on a trip, right? You have things in common. So the conversation is not always business related. People don't feel pressured. It's like, hey, I just saw you went on a trip to Disneyland, right? You wouldn't mind picking up the phone and talking to them about their trip because you're talking about a long-term business partner. It's an investment into another person versus the attention being on, I need to pay my bills or I need to make a commission. So people will feel that need, and that need will repel them. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a calm energy, especially right now as someone who's been online for 10 years, and I very much sold hype and FOMO, so it works. I can tell you from personal experience, it's not sustainable. If you think about even like an athlete or an actress or an actor, right? They go in, they play these big roles, they put their head down, they work for a really, really long time, but then they got to come up for air. They go take a long vacation. You'll hear people say things like, I'm burnt out. That's because they're hustling, and that is not a sustainable or a viable long-term business that's going to do things for the long term. Like, not only do you want to quit your job, but you want to quit your job and not have to worry, where's my next sale coming from? Okay, take it from someone who has been in that situation. You're on a different hamster wheel, right? You still have a job. So we don't want to create it that way. So what we want to talk about is regulating our nervous system. I hear a lot of people say, I get so excited when I make a sale. And so if you're always in that adrenaline rush, adrenaline motion, then you're chasing that next sale, right? If someone has a viable business that they took from 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 1,500 a week, like it very gradually and very steady and very realistically moved forward, then there's not like this adrenaline rush, because there's the expectation of, when I do this, the result is the sale. So we really want to talk about regulating our nervous system. And this will take a little bit of time. If you think about your past experience, if you've ever done something high ticket or just something that really excited you. For me, like my first $10,000 paycheck was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is amazing. Like, it was just this rush of dopamine. And then you're like, oh my God, I want to do that again. Oh my God, I want to do that again. Oh my God, right? And that's great, but we also want to keep it grounded of, how can I do that again in the next week, so that you are moving forward logically and removing the emotional attachment of, I need to make the sale, I need to make the sale, I need to make the sale. Okay, when you regulate your nervous system around money, this is going to bleed into other areas. Like if you get an unexpected bill, does your chest tighten? Do you panic? Do you go into like, oh my God, how am I gonna pay that? There's a word called survival mode. And a lot of people are living life surviving their next decision instead of making a plan so that, oh, that's okay. I've got $1,000 sitting in my savings account. I'm prepared for a big bill or an oops, or my brakes go out or my tire popped, right? So it's really about regulating our nervous system and then making calm decisions in the moment that will move our business forward. The other thing is I want to talk about when you sell FOMO and hype. Again, this is my experience always teaching you guys, okay? Not a coach, mentor, or guru. In my experience, very few people that buy hype will work. And so if you're someone that cares about the results of other people like I do, it would really affect me in a negative way. Yeah, that's great. There's money in the bank account, but the person that purchased is like, they're already feeling like they're behind in life and they may not be doing any personal development. And so they just keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not your fault. It's not irresponsible. There's a level of detachment that even I'm still learning and going through as I go through my own journey, because I love people so much and I want to help people so much. But there's this level of a detachment of you can't actually make someone care about their own results, clock in and do the work, plug into the community, reach out and do a DM. Like we can't force people, we can't make people, we can't inspire people. If their current reality is not motivation enough to make them push themselves, then we can't really do that. And if you're constantly selling FOMO, you're selling to someone who already believes they're behind, right? And so it gets really tricky with that. And if you're selling something and creating community and creating business partnerships, then you want to sell to someone who's regulated so that they are calm, they know how to block out an hour or two a day, they don't mind learning on their, like they're I call it interdependent. They're gonna have questions for me, but they're serving me in my business while I'm serving them and helping them get a goal. So it's not a one-way street of I'm a salesman and they're purchasing and peace out, right? It's a two-way street. They're doing work that equally benefits me. I'm doing work that equally benefits them. You always want it to be a win-win transaction. And if there's like a lot of excitement and a lot of like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, I need to make money, then we're actually not serving the person, we're serving our selfish need of making money. And I don't say that with judgment. I have been extremely selfish in the past, right? It was my job. So we want to really be clear on how we are showing up online with a regulated nervous system and how we are talking to our dream customer who likely makes those decisions with a regulated nervous system herself. And then you have really true, authentic, and very good conversations that lead forward for both of you. So there was a season where I was posting constantly, I was trying harder, I was pushing, but I was getting less traction in my business. It was like the more I worked, the less money I made. And it was because I was working out of panic, working out of how am I gonna pay the rent, working out of, oh my God, I'm used to, $10,000 a month and now I'm making $1,000 a month. Or, I mean, I've been here for 10 years. There's a lot of different seasons that I have put myself in, and I don't want you guys to do that. I want you to learn from my mistakes and build something that every single month, even if it's $50, even if it's $100, right? It grows every single month. You allow yourself enough time and enough space to truly create a foundation that is cemented and not built on quicksand. Consistency will beat intensity every single time. So what we're really going to talk about is shifting our focus from money to the conversation. And so we have to allow ourselves the time to be available to have those conversations. And I'm going to show you guys on my TikTok. It's not a 30-minute conversation because we're not doing sales calls, but you are very much in a back and forth dialogue with someone until that decision is made to purchase. And sometimes that dialogue could take a few days if you're keeping it on the platform. You might, I try to exchange phone numbers as fast as possible and get them off the platform because I want a decision made fairly quickly. So your goal is not to make the sale, and the goal is not to go viral. It's to have one real and honest conversation per day. And then when you get comfortable, you'll have 2. And when you get comfortable, you'll have 3. Depending on how your work schedule is, you might be someone who, I work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So I have 3 conversations on those days because you've got a full-time job, right? You've got a spouse, you've got a kid, you're married, you're working this around the pockets of your time and of your day. So make sure as some of these ideas that I give you, that you take the ones that work for you, that will get you into forward momentum. If you are having 1 conversation per day, that's 30 conversations per month. At minimum, based on the law of large numbers, which is just science and math, you're gonna convert 3 people. Whether it's 3 people in whatever your opportunity is, that's 3 people, right? Understanding that all 3 people need to go through the system in the same exact way, or it is not, if you're creating something that's duplicatable, that you want to show other people. If you are not doing it the same way, number one, you can't track your results because there's nothing to track, right? They're all going through a different system in a different way. You're on a whole different hamster wheel, right? It's still a job because you haven't figured it out. And what's good about having 1 real conversation per day is your conversions will go from 1 in 10 people to 1 in 7 people to 1 in 6 people to 1 in 5 people. And you can convert because you're actually developing the skill set of conversation to conversion. Okay, so you don't need everyone, and you don't need all the strangers in the world, and you don't need to go viral. You need to be clear on the problem that you're solving. I don't even want to use the word niche anymore. Like, people don't buy niches, they buy the solution to the problem. So we want to be very, very, very clear on the problem that we solve. So when I stopped asking myself, how do I make money? And I started asking myself, who do I actually enjoy working with? Then everything softened and people started responding in a more natural way because it wasn't like a pushy Jen. It was like, I'll make money. I know how to make money. So who do I actually enjoy helping? Who do I actually enjoy working with today? And then things took a different turn, right? So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna clean up your signal, okay? What's your profile look like? We're gonna do a profile check. This is gonna be kind of like if you're a homework person, you're gonna do your homework, you'll share it inside of our community. Make sure that people know why they messaged you. If they don't go to your profile and know what you do within 3 to 5 seconds, they don't know what you do, okay? So you want to have a very clear profile check. Your bio answers 1 question. Who do I help and what problem do I solve? Okay, remove the clutter, remove old hype or conflicting offers or outdated wins. You want to pin 1 grounded post that sounds like you now, okay? On Facebook, you can do pinned posts, and on TikTok, you can do a pinned post. And it's basically like your billboard, right? That's the very first, like, you're on Facebook to complete a task. So you want it to be very clear. I solve 1 problem for 1 person on this 1 platform, okay? It will also keep you grounded because when, I for those of you who followed me for a long time, been part of my calls, I call it clocking in. When you're clocking in for social media, you're not lost in the scroll because you are intentionally, you know what your post is, you know who it's for, and you know what you're doing next, okay? So you can pin 1 grounded post that will sound like you. People do not DM you because they're interested. They DM you because they feel safe and seen. Okay, so your posts are always talking to your dream customer. And if you're unclear on that, we'll go through it at the end and I'll share with you mine and how I came up with her. So it really isn't about your content. It's about what's truthful and what's clear to your person, your dream customer that you want to do life with. You're posting to invite, not to impress. Okay, so you want to remove posting pressure. You post one piece of content minimum per day. Don't have to do more than that. Names the problem. Now write this part down. You've lived. It names the problem you've lived. People buy solutions to the problem. So if you're posting about a problem that you have lived, an example of this is on my TikTok, I will say not every single day, I will say often, I can remember going into a Dollar Tree with a $50 bill and praying that I can buy enough groceries for 1 week within that $50 bill and doing the math in my head. Because my Jessica is going through that. She relates to the story. And I'm repelling everybody else. I have a visual story that she's like, oh my God, when I do that, it's humiliating. I feel like I'm far behind. Like it evokes an emotion, right? And it evokes an emotion where she's like, I never want to go through this again. Like, this is rock bottom. I can't believe I'm here. I've got to do something to fix this. So if you cannot describe a problem that you've lived, you can't, accurately storytell, because we storytell, the transformation that they will trust you to purchase. So it's very much about the problem you've lived. Okay, you're going to share small shifts that you've made. Stay extremely relatable to the masses. Okay, think of masses. If you did go viral and you did have a $7 to $47 offer and you woke up and that thing blew up, the masses are purchasing it. So what problem are the masses in? Okay, don't get super niche-y. Explains why you're building differently now. What's different for you? If you follow my content, and it's okay if you don't, you'll see that my message very much has changed in the last few weeks because I'm changing, I'm evolving. So that's normal. Now people might look and go, wow, Jen's changed. It's supposed to happen because I'm thinking more longer term and less, cool, I'm comfortable, I'm making the money I want to make, this is great. Like now I'm like, okay, my kids are getting a little older, I want a little bit more in my savings account, I want some more rental properties. I'm thinking a little more longer term. So my content is talking to someone who thinks past Friday night or Sunday night. They're thinking longer term. They're like, my kid's gonna buy a car in 5 years. I need more money in my savings account, right? So it's a different problem I'm solving than I have solved in the past. You don't always need call to actions. You can have a call to action. If this resonates you'll see that right now on my posts, my call to action is a question, right? Has there ever been a season in your life when you chased money or whatever the question is? So my call to action is a question to create a conversation in the comment section. On TikTok, my call to action is very crystal clear. DM me the word ready. There's nothing else. It's strictly, I am full on selling on that channel and it's DM me the word ready. There's no selling, right? We're storytelling. You'll see when I share my TikTok, it's storytelling of credit card debt, transformation. Credit card debt, transformation. It's a storytelling though. It's how I'm paying my credit card debt down. How I went from a $50 bill at dollar store praying it would last a week of groceries to paying off my credit card debt, right? The transformation is what I'm selling. And I'm not explaining jack crap. Jen is not a teacher no more, not a guru, not a coach. I explain zero, right? I want high curiosity. So your post job is not to convert. It's to start a feeling. It's to create an emotion. Your very first hook, the words on the screen, should create an emotional pull for someone else, okay? So the posts that bring me the most conversations and the ones that went viral, they were not ones that I crafted. They were just the ones that were the most honest and were the most relatable. In hindsight, when I look at the ones that have gone viral, I'm like, oh, I was having fun and I was relatable. right? It wasn't like I didn't follow a viral content plan. I didn't have a viral coach. It happened naturally as I got clearer in my message and was having fun with what I was doing. So we want to make sure that we're starting one natural conversation in your DMs, okay? You can go back and forth a little bit on Facebook if you're on Facebook. TikTok, I don't have any conversations at all on TikTok because my call to action is extremely clear. DM me the word ready. So you're having one message with one person per day. Only people who have liked your content, commented on your content, viewed your stories, or you already know. We call that a warm market. They know you. They know you from something, they know you. So they already know you. Those are who you're speaking to. So a script that you could say is, hey, thanks for engaging on my post today. No pitch, just wanted to say hey. Just wanted to say hi. That's it. That's a very natural pitch. They don't feel the pressure to respond. You're not necessarily asking them a question. It's a very neutral. It shows that you are initiating the conversation, that you are safe, right? Hey, just want to say hi. Thanks for engaging on my post. No pitch, just want to say hi. Okay, no links, no explaining, and no pressure. When I stopped trying to sound professional and perfect and went back to sounding human, that's when I make the most amount of money. And then I got to reground myself sometimes, right? So again, you'll make a lot of money and then you'll have to reground yourself. I hope you don't. I hope you learn from my mistakes. You ever hear like when people they win the lottery and then they lose it in 5 years because they didn't become the person that was ready for it? That happened to me in the beginning, right? I make a ton of money and I wasn't ready for it. So I just spent all my money and then I got really arrogant. So we don't want to do that. And I'll tell you right now, 10 years being on here, people are in a trust recession. They're tired of the ads. They're tired of the guru language. They're tired of income claims. Like they're over it. They don't care. They want a real person that is sharing. Listen, I've been on here for 10 years and I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm only sharing my personal experience and my failures so that you can get the results quicker and avoid my mistakes, right? You just want to be normal like you're talking to your best friend. So let them lean in. This one's interesting. This one took me a really long time to learn. Detach, detach, detach. You don't want to have an attachment to the person. You don't want to have an attachment to the outcome, and you don't want to have an attachment to their problems. So I say this with love and respect. I love people, and because I love people, people naturally open up to me and they tell me all the things. And then sometimes it will drain me energetically. I'm not back into work mode. I'm trying to solve that problem with them or for them, and I get off track. It's a distraction. So I'm not saying to be mean or rude or disrespectful or any of that. There is absolutely a time to create an attachment or a connection. But as a business owner, you want to detach from neediness. You want to detach from responsibility that's their weight. Your role and responsibility is to guide them, to answer their questions, and to show them where the water is. You cannot make them drink though. Okay, so this was the biggest mistake, especially like my high ticket sales. I made $10,000 a person. And then I would be like, oh my God, it's my responsibility that they are successful. It's not. It's not my responsibility. It's their responsibility to ask me questions. It's their responsibility to go through the content. It's their responsibility to do the work. When you have that level of detachment, when you're like, you've answered their questions, obviously, you're spending time with them, you get to know them. There is some connection, camaraderie, guidance, right? But you're also in your work mode. You're back to work. You're doing what you need to do to keep your business moving forward. They will naturally lean in and want to continue to be magnetized with you, ask you questions, right? They feel safe with your leadership. as opposed to if you're constantly, hey, do you want to build? Hey, do you want to do this week? Hey, how can I support you and help you? You're actually, again, take it from me, only speaking from personal experience, potentially putting pressure on the other person. Because we actually don't know the truth of what they're going through, right? We don't know what their responsibilities feel like, what their work schedule feels like, what their spouse is like, what their kids are like. And so if it feels like we are one more thing, then it's pressure to them. So if they purchased, great. It's on them. It's their responsibility. You want to remain detached from that. You don't need to follow up the same day. I cannot stress this one enough. We talk about this a lot with our high-level coaching. You don't need to respond immediately. What that does is that shows them you are needy. You're needy because you need to be there. You need to answer their question. I need to do this. And so you're going to attract someone who's needy and they need you. And now you got two needy people, and two needy people do not work interdependently. You are a business owner. You are busy. You like, I'll do my DMs at 2 times during the day. I go in, I get them all done. And then in the evening, I go in, I get them all done. And I let them go until the next day when I go in and I do them again. And I go in, like, my business is structured around my life, right? If they need something that I'm unable to provide because of my life, I have team members where I can say, I've got someone who can take a call for you at 7 o'clock, or you can work with this person, right? Because I work with other people. Don't show up to make other people trust you. Trust yourself, trust your decisions, and they will be magnetized to that. Because trust me, you want your dream customer to trust herself or himself, okay? Never over-explain. If you over-explain, they have no reason to buy, and people don't buy explanations. In fact, if you're explaining, you're selling them work, and no one wants to buy work. So we don't ever over-explain. We never justify the opportunity, ever, 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 right? I say this a lot, water's wet, we get paid daily. We don't prove it. Water's wet, and we get paid daily. Do you believe water's wet? Yes. Would you like to get paid daily? Yes. Great, click on this link and make a purchase. That is how we lead a person to make the decision. Don't justify your opportunity. You want the curiosity to rise naturally. So we don't want to convince aligned people, okay? They will rise to the occasion naturally. I can tell you personal experience, again, every time I chased, they would pull away. And then when I relaxed and when I would go build a new team, they would start to lean back in. And it's interesting because it's a push-pull dynamic, right? It's polarity. Oh my God, Jen's leaving, right? Where's Jen going? What's Jen doing? They just got my oxygen mask on. I'm providing for my family. They'll lean back in because I release the pressure of needing them to work or wanting them to work or, right, wanting them to solve their own problems. So, math. Business is math. The law of large numbers is a natural law. It's how things are built in the world. It's architecture, right? One person per day is 30 conversations a month. We're just going to call it 3 conversions, 1 out of 10, right? It's 10%. I believe you can do more, but for math purposes and to keep it believable, right, and relatable and achievable, we want to set the right expectations for you and for others. It's 3 sales per month, and anyone can do that. And you don't need all of them. You don't need all of them. You just need some of them. And when you find the ones that are really, really good, then you're cutting down the work in half the time because they're not going to come with you with problems. They trust themselves. They're going to come in. They're going to do the work. And now you're working with people who enjoy work. They enjoy serving. They enjoy helping people. This works best with people who are steady, responsible, and they're done overcomplicating. And you'll recognize that. Some people will continue to tell you they're confused. They'll do it to themselves. I'm just as guilty. And then I pull back and I'm like, oh, wow, I have made this extremely difficult, which honestly is where the faceless account came from, is I was like, I got to make this much simpler. I'm working way too hard. So for the next 7 days, I want you to commit to one conversation per day. I'd love to see you post this inside of our community. You could do it in either one, whatever one you're serving. There's 2 communities we have. Let us know how it feels for you. How is it going? How are the conversations going? It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. So what I want you guys to do tonight, and then I'm going to share my TikTok, is I want you to take a look at your bio, right? Post it in the community. Have other people give you feedback if you want to get feedback. You want a clean bio.
That's what she's asking.
Who do you serve? Who do you help?
But I
Right? It's got to be clean.
But guess.
Kristen, can you mute, please?
It's what you think it means, not what it actually means.
I will take care of that. All right. She's homeschooling right now, I can tell. Much love for the homeschooling moms. All right. I want you to write tomorrow's post from a real moment. A real moment. Stephanie, I've seen you do this on yours when you talk about your kids and your real moments of working, and then just like being in that moment where like you're just watching the kids, you're curled up on the couch. Like the mom that's working, that's like, God, I haven't had a moment like that in who knows how long. That's who you're gonna pull in. She wants those moments. She's like a lot of men, right, that full-time careers, I've heard them say, I watch my kids grow up in pictures. There are women doing that too. And your content really pulls. I can feel it because I'm always like, oh, I just love your content. So write tomorrow's post from a real moment, something that is real and true for you. And then message someone who engaged. And I'll give you the exact scripts I'm using for the businesses that I do, okay? So you do not need to become someone else to attract aligned people. You need to be yourself, you need to be honest, and you need to show up consistently, okay? So does anyone have any, actually we'll save questions for after. Let me pop in my TikTok. And I'm showing you my TikTok because my Facebook is 10 years old. It is not black and white. It's getting clearer, but I'm not going to pretend like it's clear right now. Okay. It should pop up. No. Oh, this computer sync with generators. What does that mean? Okay, come on. Remember, I've never had to do this before, so I'm not sure if it's something new. Sorry, guys. Oh, trust. Yes, trust. Aha, there we go. Okay, so you guys can see this? So this is my high ticket program called Legacy. The link is right there. I do not use a stand store in this. I'm going straight for the Legacy, right? So I'm helping women eliminate debt with calm execution. This is for the decisive woman who invests and follows systems. If you're not her, go away, right? As much as I'm calling in Jessica, I've named her so that I'm clear on when I talk to her. As much as I'm calling in Jessica, I'm repelling everybody else. I only want Jessica's. So if you're ready to move, DM ready. It's the only DM that I've got going on. And then the link is the direct link to the community, or to the opportunity. So if I scroll down, I started paying, so none of these, this is all I've got, right? This is my first video on 11/28, this one right here, right? Did okay, didn't do great. So none of these I put any money behind. I just kind of one video organically, not even consistently, because there's not 60 videos on here. This one I boosted right here, when another girl, oh no, yes, I think I did boost this one. I just copied someone else. I was trying to get more on the engagement side of it. I think I put money behind that one. So posted 3 times today, never showed my face, 7 people bought. That's for, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's for another program I have. So sharing a result, right? It didn't go very far. Why? Because I didn't storytell, right? I did it wrong. It's not a good post. I don't love it. Making money without showing your face isn't hype, right? This one's a little more storytelling. It's normal people like me are doing it every day, breaking down exactly how the details are, right? It's a story. Sorry for the music, I know it gets loud. So for the story, I've got 12 comments on there, right? And I go in and DM them all. And then I'll do another video and I won't post it, or I won't, like not all these ones through Christmas, I wasn't really doing a whole lot during Christmas. I didn't put any money behind them. I didn't start putting money behind them until this one I put money behind. It's just me, I go to country bars. This one I put money behind. There's a lot of comments on that one. This is the first time I showed an income claim, but I also showed it with, like, I'm walking 10,000 steps a day. So it was like, hey, I do this while I'm kind of working out. Like, to the woman who's quietly building her exit plan, you can earn a living without telling people you know, I'm proof starting over at 45, right? So there was an income claim in the photo, but it wasn't like, hey, look at my money. It was just in the photo. This is the same thing. Didn't go very far. Not putting money behind it, 180 views, I don't really care. This one, imagine being able to walk away from your job, watching cartoons with your kids, cook dinner, enjoy family time, and still pay your bills and save each month, right? 3 people. I didn't put any money behind this one. The ones I put money behind are like, you know, because they're the one, well, I've really started doing it this week. So this one I put money behind, just my son on the swing. I'll give you guys the link. You can go kind of take a look at these. This one, and then this one. That's one of the early ones. And then these 2, I just keep putting money behind. This one's got 47 comments. And then this one, 46 comments. So I'll show you guys the money I've spent. $593, which got me 69,000 views. What I'm doing is going after the followers, because every follower gets a DM and it's a script. I just copy and paste it. Profile views, those are okay. I'm doing if you pay for an ad on TikTok, I'm doing the middle one for followers, because it's I don't want to use the word cheap, most affordable. It's the most affordable, and my followers get a DM. So I'm after the followers right now. If it doesn't work, it'll tell you like not delivering. Sometimes it'll tell you why. I had 2 yesterday that didn't deliver, and they didn't tell me why, and I was like, why are you, like, it didn't make no sense to me. Was it yesterday? Oh, it was on my other account. Now that I'm paying for ads on this account, on my other TikTok account, I'm just sharing the results of, hey, I started a faceless account. Here's how it's going. You want to do it too? Like super calm. And now I'm starting to boost those now that I have results over here. So I say this because realistically, when I went to creating Faceless, there wasn't like this, I got to get Faceless and I want $10,000, but like I didn't overcomplicate or make it super strategic. I was like, it was like a hobby. Like, let me see if it's true, because I couldn't, people were asking me to teach them Faceless and I couldn't, I wasn't doing it. And then it got more exciting. Like, wait, hold on. Can I really create a Faceless account and make the amount of money I'm making and no one know? Like, that sounds like a phenomenal goal. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I didn't put any pressure behind it. I just was doing it. So then what I do is I have notes. So Faceless Moms Getting Paid Daily. Hey, thanks for the follow. I share what's working for women who are serious about eliminating debt through calm execution. Out of curiosity, what made you follow? That's the first DM I do. And then I have step 2, and then I have step 3. Like, I don't think about this in real time. I follow the exact system, because when I follow a system, now I have conversions. Now I can measure and go, okay, 1 in 8 people are buying. They're all seeing the same text. They're all seeing the same message. They're all getting started the same way. So when I go to teach someone, I'm like, use this step 1, use this step 2, use this step 3. So I have 2 different ones. This one is for my Faceless account, and then this one is for my other one. Hey, saw you're ready. Thanks for reaching out. Before I send the link, I want to make sure this is actually a good fit for you. What made you comment or DM? If they ghost me, they're not Jessica. I don't care. I don't chase. Okay, so then I have step 2, step 3, and step 4. And I just follow this. It takes all the thinking out. I don't have to think about anything. So for my Faceless account, everything is DM me ready, DM me ready, DM me ready, DM me ready. And then from the DMs, I have very strategic conversations, and then they make a purchase. And that's it. Questions? And I'm clear on the problem. I'm in credit card debt. I'd like to eliminate it. I know what it's like to take a $50 bill at the dollar store, or to think you're going to get overdrafted because you've got credit card, or the interest rate that is killing you. Predatory loans. I know what those are like. So my Jessica knows what those are like. I can speak to her pain, and I've got the solution. It's open for you guys now, or we're done.
Yeah, Jen, I don't know why. I must automatically do that, and
What,
Zoom
raise
now
your
knows.
hand?
Yeah,
Oh.
Zoom now knows that I'm raising my hand. Um, so I've had all of my growth on TikTok has been organic. I had one video literally just 100,000 views right now and 6,000 likes. That's where the majority of my customers have come from. Now, I created a small low ticket item based on what I was getting for feedback. The intent of that video was for people who were making an escape plan out of their corporate 9 to 5, but people twisted it and they thought I meant leaving their marriage or relationships, which I have done. So
Right.
in those comments, it made it very real that I needed to create something for them because they were like lost. So I
Yeah.
created something and I'm selling that on the side when it feels aligned. But my question is, I've had other really good videos and great feedback on them from engagement. When do you know that you want to turn on the ads? Do you just
Yeah.
organically just kind of look at that and say, yeah, this one is actually trending? Or how are you looking at the insights?
No, I will look at my insights. I feel like my channel's still kind of new and it was inconsistent through December. I I'm not, so first of all, I'm not a super details oriented person, just so you know who you're relating to. I find that some people will get so stuck in the details that they forget to look up and see the 35,000 foot view of like, just keep posting, it's gonna work.
Hmm.
I've gone viral on all my Facebook, I'm viral, right? And so and the viral ones hit. When I go look at them, I can go, oh, that was very emotionally pulling. I didn't mean to do that. I just was in the zone doing the thing, right? And God or the universe alignment did its work. Now that I'm doing both, meaning I'm very clear on my alignment and my Jessica and my message. If you don't, I would say to make sure your system already converts. Meaning I know that when I follow these steps, I'm gonna make a sale. It might take 3 days, 4 days. There's something called a pipeline in a customer's journey that we could do that another day. But I know it's gonna convert. There's no guesswork in that. If you don't have something that's already converting and you put money behind it, you just have to ask yourself why you're putting money behind it.
Okay.
So for me right now, I didn't put money to convert it. I put money because I was not getting over 1,000 followers. And I was like, screw this, I'm gonna put $50 and get over 1,000. This is taking way too long. But it wasn't with so my ROI, my return on my investment was the follower number, not money.
Okay.
Now that I'm at the point where it's converting, then I go and look at it like, okay, I've got this video that is 46 comments. Please help me. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. This was on 12/31. I'm not gonna put money behind this one, right? It's like everyone's agreeing with me. They're not saying ready. So I'm not gonna put money behind that one. And I did, that one's got 11,000 views. So the answer to the question is, why are you putting money behind it?
Okay.
When I get a follower, I click on, I can show you guys, but if you can follow me, when you click on the button, it says new follower, new follower, new follower, like their name, and then a red button, it asks you to follow them back. So twice a day, I will click on the follower. Again, I'm looking for Jessica. If they've got like a weird face or they're from another country, they don't count. It's not even Jessica. Then I will follow them back, and then I will send them the DM script that says, hey, looks like you followed my account. Are you interested? You know, I work with women who want to, right? So what I'm doing is I'm buying my followers because those followers are going to get a conversation. Okay. Now, when it comes to converting, which is where I believe I'm at this week, this one right here, calling me out, you calling me out, calling me out. You're on my FYP. How are we getting paid? Right? Like this one, I'll put more money behind because people are saying, check your DM, calling me out, let's go. Like out of 47 comments, 502 saves, right? Out of 47 comments, I'd say 50% of them are asking me for information. That's worth putting more money behind. And same thing. I did the same thing. If I showed up for you on your FYP, it's because you're ready to quietly escape toxic relationships. What's it say? Unappreciative people, anxiety and depression, bad health conditions, right? The problem wasn't, I got clear on the credit card debt after going through Michelle's messaging storytelling. I was like, oh, I'm solving credit card debt. That's what I want to solve. So I would say be clear on why you're putting money behind it. If people have already said they liked it, right? Not 100 views, unless you're buying views, right? No. You want to buy followers.
Right.
And you want to buy followers. I mean, I would say to have, and this is just me guessing because I don't have insight on this now. I would say if you have 5 people that engaged in a way that said they like your content, I'd put money behind that one. Even if they didn't say ready, even if they didn't say me, but 5 people said, I'm here to support you, but go get more supporters. It's only going to make your account better. Okay. Yeah.
Are you doing anything on those ones that, like you just said, I had 500 saves. Are you reaching out to those individuals as well if they're saving your content?
I don't have to. I can't keep up with the leads.
Right.
And the other thing that chat suggested, because I asked him and I don't think I posted it in Faceless, but I posted it in the other group yesterday, is number one, when I pay, so just to be honest about my answers, So yesterday I put $43. Yesterday was the 12th. 2 days ago I put $43. I got 97 new followers. That's gonna take me like a week to get through. It's 97 people. So I don't actually
Right.
need to put more money behind another video. I've got 97 people.
Right.
On the 11th, I put $75 and got 314 new followers.
Okay.
So for $140, $130, not good at math, guys, I have 400 people to talk to. And even if 50% of them were actual people, not bots, not from another country, not weird, and then I convert that 250 people, right? And then 25 are Jessica. What's 25 times $1,400 a sale? And if I convert 3 of those, I just made over $3,000,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm buying followers. Yeah. There will be a point, and I'll let you guys know when I get there, because I like to do it this way where I'm like, I don't know what other people are. First of all, I'm not teaching you. I'm just like, this is what's working for me. Put money behind your followers because it's more cost effective, especially if you're comfortable with saying, hey, I see you followed my channel. Do you want to pay off debt, right? You can get to a point where you can't, so you can buy views. Those are cheaper. I wouldn't buy views, just my own opinion. If someone views it, great. But if they choose to push a button that says follow, they're initiating that they want to see more of you. I'd put money behind that. And then more profile views, those ones get more expensive. They're typically, like right now, it's $96. So far, 75 is the most I've spent on one video, and that's the one that got me over 300 followers. I'm not paying for profile views, and there's even a button that says get more sales. That's $101. I will probably, well, I'll go make $3,000 first, and then I'll put $100 behind that one.
Yeah.
I imagine that that's gonna take longer to convert. I could be wrong. I'll give you guys when I go through it, because I want to give it in real time. But for me, I'm not committed to spending $100 until I go get my 500 back. Like, I'll go get my 500 back and make a sale, and then I'll reinvest. $500 makes me 1,400. I'm gonna take another 200 and I'm gonna put it behind more videos,
Yeah.
because it eliminates the organic work.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. I have to jump off. Thanks, Jen.
Great questions. Thank you. All right, Mark, we just finished the call, my friend, but it is recorded for you, so I will give it to you.
Jen, can you stay on the call after? Just
Yes,
for like
ma'am.
5 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Clint, any questions for you then?
No, you answered the one about the followers. I was going to ask if it was doing it automatically or if you were going in to initiate the conversation. So
Yeah, I go in to initiate the conversation, and now I'm doing this on 2 channels, so I'll have more content, more numbers to share with you guys. And I typically do the middle one. It'll say like most recommended. It's like you get the more for your money. When you click on it, it'll say, like if you click on boost account, it'll give you 3 options. It'll say boost from 7,000 to 37,000 is $37, 13,000 to 65,000 is $65, and then it would be highlighted in red and say most popular. So just depending on how much you want it to spend. What I did is I clicked on the most popular one first, which was that $75 one that got me over 300. But then the next day I was like, I like to keep rolling the dice. I was like, I'm gonna keep going. But then I was like, but I don't need 300 I can't keep up with. So then I just paid less money. And it was mainly so the consistency of the video, because perception matters. People are gonna look and go, oh my God, all of her videos are over 10,000 views. They don't know I pay money behind it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. And yeah, let me know when because I want to do this on Facebook too. I just don't have the time to manage both at the same time. I want to get real clear on one, and then because I'll just use the same videos for Facebook.
Yeah. So I used the Chat GPT last night to come up with a name. I put
Okay.
in what and it fed me a name. Well, fed me probably 50 different names, but so
Yeah.
I was able to select something I thought would fit. So I went ahead and got that name on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. so that I've got
Okay.
those covered, so nobody else takes them,
Yeah, of course.
and the domain name too. Um, so I don't know that I'll be focusing on Facebook right now. I'm going to start with the TikTok
Yeah,
because I'm more familiar with how that works. So
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I'm having fun on TikTok. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about TikTok being the next like $30 billion thing by 2030. I don't think it's going anywhere. And then I'm gonna start Lemonade next, just because there's a part of me that's
Yes.
like, you know what? Everyone's selling Facebook and Instagram. I'm gonna go quietly build over here.
Right.
So I'm gonna do Lemonade next because Lemonade ties into TikTok.
It ties into it. That's
So I'm
correct.
gonna, yeah, and continue with Faceless. So yeah, we'll have to keep. And then I do use this. Well, here, let me